Alright, hello everyone, this is going to be a quick video on the Black Garden and the power of the Garden Rose Maiden in a Synchron deck. So, as I mentioned in the previous decklist video, the Garden Rose Maiden does search out one card, so it thins out your deck a little bit, and it does get this back from the graveyard as well if you draw the Black Garden first, or if it somehow, goes to the graveyard through like tuning or something. So what does this card do exactly? It is a generic level 5 Synchro monster, and it does allow you to get the Black Garden, and the Black Garden does allow you to special summon quite a few cards. Oh, actually not that many, maybe like 3 or 4 cards. Let me add them into the list as I do this actually. So we have TG and the Hyper Synchron, as well as Doppel Warrior. So these are all cards that are targets for Black Garden, depending on how many tokens you get onto the field. Yeah, you guys can work the rest out. But what does this card do exactly aside from that? So the second part, or the final part of this effect, is that you can banish one card, banish this card from your graveyard to target one Rose Dragon monster or one Dragon Synchro monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So what does that include? Well, most of the time you're going to be targeting Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. And this, if it's not in your graveyard, you're probably already in a really good position. If it is in your graveyard, this card allows you to have like really good comeback potential. Alright, so how does it combo in? This card can be used as it's a level 5 non-tuner synchro. You can use it to summon, like any big boy. You can summon the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. You can summon Shen here, or you can summon, and let me add this again, Blazer, Cosmic Blazer Dragon, or you can summon Quasar, depending on what type of a deck you're building, right? Most of the time, I'll have a Blazer up on the field using the Rose Maiden and the TG as material, as well as another synchro tuner, such as like Axel Synchron or the Double Star Shaman. But yeah. So once you sync that off into the graveyard, if the Crystal Wing does somehow go into the graveyard, you can get it back by banishing it. And this is a once per turn effect. However, Shen, this level 9 generic synchro monster, allows you to, once per turn, when one of your monsters declares an attack, you can return a banished card from your banished zone into your graveyard. That allows you to loop the Garden Rose Maiden infinitely to get back the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. That can only be used once per turn though. So when I say infinitely, I mean like over time. Obviously not all in one turn, so you can't like OTK with like any tributing, damage dealing effect. But yeah, it's kind of nuts. After that, this card also has a self monster reborn effect, where you can banish 2 other monsters from your graveyard with different original types and attributes from each other, which is pretty easy to do because you have a really big range of cards in your graveyard. Using the Synchron deck, you have like all different attributes because of the requirements, different attributes and levels because of the requirements of Junk Speeder. So you have like a water type, a fire type, a wind type, an earth type, a lot of darks. Keep in mind that when you start building the Chaos Ruler package, I've talked about this one a few times as well as the, I keep forgetting, it's like Hot Red Abyss or something, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, yeah, there we go. Once you throw in that package together, this kind of limits it because you'll probably be building like a Chaos type deck, right, with lights and darks. So that limits Shen and his Monster Reborn ability. But you can still do it with a light or dark, and yeah. So this comes back infinitely, which allows you to, assuming you get an attacking with any of your monsters, get back the Garden Rose Maiden into your banished zone, and you can keep reborning the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Okay, that was a long rant, but let's see it in action, because I did actually play a game just then, which prompted this video against a Cyber Dragon deck. And just to clarify beforehand, I have never played against a Cyber Dragon deck before prior to this, into the late game at least. Usually it ends up in like an OTK format where he just attacks me, or I have a really well established board and he just can't summon anything. I don't know how a lot of the cards work, well now I do. Apparently there's something that fuses your extra zone monster, and that, he had a kaiju as well that he got from his deck, which he summoned as well into like a Chimera deck or something. But yeah, we'll see that game now. Alright, so the opening hand wasn't the greatest opening hand actually. We ended up actually no, it was really strong. my memory failed me because I was thinking of a different game. But I started off with tuning. He maxed seed. I of course popped the Caught by the Grave because otherwise he'd be drawing way too many cards, which would be difficult for me to counter. I'm gonna fast forward here. I end up picking up the Junk Synchron, and with the tuning effect, I was hoping that I mill a level 2 or lower non-synchro. Unfortunately, it is a Jet Synchron, but that's fine. So I normal summon Synchro Carrier into the Junk Synchron, bring back the Jet Synchron. I was considering leaving the Jet Synchron in the graveyard so I can use its effect to get the Dotscaper out, which would get me a sticky level 1. I could go into like the double star Shaman from there, but like I decided against it, so I just went it back into Junk Speeder. Why did I do this? I think Junk Speeder can only get back 4 Synchrons at most anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. There's no big difference here. Yeah, it's just levels 1 to 4. And again, we are forced to summon all of those. Synchro summon with the Jet Synchron into the 6. So the reason why I thought it was okay was because I still have a level 1 on the field. I think I can use this effect as well, yeah, with Speeder. It's not negated. So that leaves the Jet Synchron in the graveyard again, so it's fine. I go into the Stars Charge Warrior. At this point, I'm just trying to draw cards, trying to get something like a, I don't know, a Doppel Warrior or something. But I knew for a fact that once I synced off more of these things, I could eventually, you know, get the Jet Synchron back into Dotscaper. I would recommend waiting a bit, right? I want you guys to like clear the board a bit more before you Synchro Summon into the Celestial Double Star Shaman, because he will get back as many level 2 or lowers, just level 2s, non-tuners from your hand or graveyard. In this case, it's only 1 card, but usually you want to make sure the field is pretty clear before you do that. Alternatively, I also have the Fleur Synchron, which I can special summon Dotscaper with, which you will see. Yeah, once I go into the Crystal Wing. So there's the Junk Converter. This Junk Converter draw is actually pretty big. That allows me to either use this effect to, you know, pitch a tuner, which I do not have at this current point of time. But I can also special summon it alongside the Synchron Carrier in the graveyard, back with the Celestial which. So the Double Star, I didn't actually end up summoning it using the Jet Synchron in the graveyard. I just used the Cyber Synchron, which now gives me a bit of protection for my extra deck monster, which in the end won't matter, but you'll see in a second. So this card will allow me to bring out the 2 level 2s, so Junk Converter and the Synchron Carrier, so I have more synchro potential with the rest of them. Okay, if you guys have seen my deck profile, this is a potential target here, the Flailcardian Borderfly. It allows me to draw a card, and I can then go into my Moonflower Viewing. However, that will take too much material, and I'll probably need another non-tuner as well, so it's not ideal here. Only summon these 2, right? This is like a very special package. Only summon these 2 if you have the Doppel Warrior, or you have a ridiculous amount of resources where you can just like keep bringing cards back or something, right? But until then, like don't bother with it. Okay, so CG for more draw. I special summon the Junk Synchron back because I now have a level 3 to sync up with my Synchron Carrier. And here comes the Garden Rose Maiden to search out the card and draw a card. Because of how chains work, I just like seeing this every single time, right? It's like you're never gonna draw into the black garden accidentally because it's chained to. So yeah, we'll draw the Black Garden first, and there's the Ash Blossom. So I sync into the Shooting Quasar here. Not the Shooting Quasar, the Cosmic Blazer. In hindsight, I probably should have played the Black Garden, and I also misplayed which you guys will see later on. But yeah, here's the Cosmic Blazer. I probably should have played the Black Garden too, but I ended. So he started off with a special summon of Cyber Dragon, and then Cyber Emergency. I can negate it, but no, if it gets negated, you can pitch a card, get it back. Not worth. Although it can only be used once per turn, so it's not too bad if I do it, but yeah. And I'm holding on because obviously if he has like negates or like clears, then I'm kind of fucked. So there's the Cyber Dragon, the Cyber Dragon Core, using its effect to search a card. I end up ashing it, and he calls caught by the way on the Ash Blossom to negate that. So he searches into Cyber Repair Plant, whatever that is, right? I was reading these cards alongside you guys as well, if you're not familiar with this. But yeah, let's keep going. So he synced up, he fused my Crystal Wing, and this is what I was talking about before. What kind of a card is this, man? One Cyber Dragon plus a card in the opponent's extra monster zone. That's kind of crazy. If I knew that that card existed, maybe I would have like negated something beforehand. With the Crystal Wing, for example, I could have Crystal Wing into the Cyber Dragon Core to negate that earlier. But I didn't know that, so that's that, I guess. So here comes a big boy. He comes down to 2400, which isn't that big, but you know his stars are big, so it's a big boy. So I repair plan to get the Kaiju. At that point, I was like, he can't get anything like insane, right? That'll really fuck up my Quasar. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just wait for you to summon like, I don't know, Cyber Dragon Infinity and then like negate the summon and then be done with that. But no, he brings out this guy to get the Kaiju. Obviously, he's gonna pop the Kaiju straight away, tributing my Blazer. At that point, I was like, oh, I can't negate anything else, can I? Can't negate a tribute, so here it comes. There goes my Cosmic Blazer. Kind of tragic. All my big boss monsters in the graveyard right now, so this is looking kind of rough. And then he fuses that as well to get rid of my Kaiju into the Chimera Tech Fortress at 2000 attack. That's my Synchron. Open up with tuning to get back my Junk Synchron. At this point, it doesn't matter, right? He either has a Max C to draw more, or he has an Ash which he can't use. And guys, don't forget this. Call by the Grave negates it until the end of my turn if he's on his turn, right? So even if he tries to Ash me here, it would get negated. Don't do that. Don't make a mistake. So I was like, it's safe to tuning here. I can just do it straight away. So I tuning to Junk Synchron, and I milled a Junk Converter, which doesn't really matter. I think there's another one in Grave. Yes, there is. But yeah. Banish the Garden Rose Maiden into the Crystal Wing. And activate Black Garden after. Don't make the mistake of using Black Garden first. Don't halve your own monsters if you don't have to, right? But also you want to count and like check into the future. Like have a think. How many monsters am I going to be summoning? Am I going to be summoning too many? Because there's a really good chance with all the combos that are popping off. Like if you get a converter back, you're going to summon another Synchron. Don't make the mistake of miscalculating and getting an extra token. Because then you have to like attack it and then main phase 2 do everything else. So, hit the Junk Synchron, get a token, get 2 tokens with the Junk Converter, summon them both on the field. Okay, here's a crucial mistake that I made, right? So once I get the 2 tokens on the field, I forgot that I banished the Garden Rose Maiden first. And I definitely should have done it the other way around, where I summoned activated the Black Garden first, summoned the Junk Synchron into the Junk Converter, sync it off, no, get the 2 tokens, special summon the Garden Rose Maiden back, and then sync off here. But I did it the other way around. So my only target, because it was still active, I was like, oh yeah, we're good. We're going to summon the Garden Rose Maiden back, right? And no, we weren't good. We got the Hyper Synchroning defense for 1600 and 800 defense. Dog water. But yeah, from there, I got the Jet Synchron back by pitching the Dark Ruler No More, no use here, and I synced into the Shen Shen. So here comes the combo I mentioned earlier at the start of the game. Prior to this, I don't think I've ever done this before, like infinitely looped it, because usually it's either game over right now, where they conceded, or you know, their board is massive, they've wiped my entire field somehow against my my 2 negates, and it's never in the situation where they don't have any negates at all, or like reactions, right? It's just the Cyber Dragon like big boy deck, and it's not even that big. But yeah, let's see. Sync those 2 into Axel Synchron. I don't know what I was thinking here. I think I was going for what was I trying to do? I was trying to get it down to 1 for a Destroyer, I think. But my Hyper Synchron sitting right here. No. I had another train of thought. I wanted to special summon something back, like a normal monster, somehow, and then go into the Destroyer. But that obviously didn't work out. Pitch the Jet Synchron just cause. I honestly could have just avoided that entirely, that Black Garden into Junk Synchron. So that was a big misplay, but the main point is I got Shen Shen out, and I got the Black Rose Maiden back in the graveyard for next turn, when I get the Crystal back. I don't know what this was, dude. Like, you're forbidden dropleting the Shen Shen just to kill it, but he's gonna come back next turn, you know that, right? Well, probably didn't, but yeah, he pitched the Forbidden Droplet into Forbidden Droplet. Goes to Grave, that's fine. Good Lightning Storm, not a big deal, doesn't matter. I have so many face-ups that I can't get rid of. Here comes the Garden Rose Maiden, the Crystal Wing, and then there goes the Shen Shen. Banishing the Dot Scaper, and the Dot Scaper comes back, banished. Nice. So here I milled one more to get it up to level 6 for the Drag Star for game. So this actually doesn't matter too much, but it's like, it feels good, right? You just get everything, like all your big boys onto the field, minus the Cosmic Blazer, rest in peace by the way. And yeah, get the attack there. Hit. Get the Garden Rose back. This scenario is kind of rare. Usually, Garden Rose Maiden just ends up being a generic level 5 non-tune-off Synchro, but in this case it actually worked out really well to infinitely loop the special summon. Okay, take care guys, laters.